Welcome back, my friends. We got Annette and Mo here today. Alrighty, so what we're going to talk about today is renting or buying in Central Ohio. What makes the most sense in 2026? Let's cut out all the noise and let's get real on your next real move. So whether you're here in Columbus, Powell, Hilliard, Plain City, Westerville, we're talking dollars, trends, and actual value, not just buzzwords. All right, let's get this party started. Quick market vibes check. So the headline reads, home prices in Central Ohio are still rising, but rents are climbing as well, but just not at that same pace. So your medium home sale price around Columbus, Ohio, year over year over year, right now it's about 280 to 290,000 as of 2025. Rents are also up through, though modestly. Typically rates increase year after year after year. So both markets are trending upwards, just at different speeds. Okay, so rent, the easy button. Rent is like a trusty old bicycle, reliable, flexible, no big upfront cost. Just pack your bags and move in. Hey, I am Annette Marble, your favorite key realty agent in and around Central Ohio. So the pros of renting, and this is for a lot of people because there's a lot of people who just don't want to buy. Lower upfront cash needed, just your first and your last and your security deposit. No property maintenance. You don't have to do the lawn, the roof leaks, termites. Yes, that they do exist. And you can bounce it off, work, reloads, or just need a break from responsibility. Just makes perfect sense. Some of the cons of renting. You don't get to build your equity, your landlord does. Rents are rising year over year over year, and it's not stopping. There are no tax breaks, no investment benefits, no long-term ownership, and a reality check. National studies show renting is cheaper monthly versus buying in many metros. Columbus isn't immune to that trend though, so keep that in mind. Renting makes sense if you're still trying to figure out your long-term plans, your career, your family, relocation. We get it. But if you buy, the long-term wealth will play and be a big part of that. Buying is like planting a tree. You won't sit in the shade, one day, but it'll give it time and you'll be glad you did it. I planted a FICO tree in my house and it's big, it's huge now. So ownership builds equity. You're investing in yourself. Prices have historically climbed over the long run. They're out of control. And Ohio is still relatively more affordable than many coastal markets for buying versus renting. Construction coverage, mortgage rates might ease up a bit in 2026, but you're still about 6 to 7% nationally, but slightly lower than the peak. So keep that in mind, and they are dropping. But here's a twist. High mortgage rates and rising home prices mean that your monthly costs of owning can be higher than renting right now. So that's the honest sauce. You've got to play out what's going to work best for you. Also, in Central Ohio, new builds are often way more expensive than existing homes, sometimes nearly $200,000 more. So also keep that in mind. If your goal is short-term, think less than 3 years. Renting might make more sense financially. If you're here for the long haul, 5 years or more, buying starts to win over big time. That's when you think, oh, I might as well buy a place. Why? Because renting is effectively paying someone else's mortgage while you're owning. Could start building your own net worth if you buy now and then move in 5 years. Who should rent in 2026? Well, if you're not ready to stay put for 5 years, which we just discussed, if you do not have a solid down payment saved, if you want low maintenance and high mobility, keep that in mind. And there's so many apartments going up around Central Ohio. It's just crazy. Renting feels less scary when the rates are high and you're waiting for clarity, but there's no shame in that. None at all. It just makes sense in your back pocket. All right. Who should buy in 2026? If you are ready to plant roots, if you've got a substantial amount of down payment, not substantial, or a low down payment, we've got those options as well. If you're planning to stay for 5 or more years, or if you want the tax perk and the equity growth, think about that. Think about your future. Quick tip, even if rates are high, you can always refinance later. But when they drop, buy now doesn't lock you into an interest rate love affair. Always keep that in mind. So if what makes sense in 2026, here's the straight talk. I will not sugarcoat it. Renting is easy. Short term, just go rent. Owning is smarter long term in Central Ohio. Rents are up, but buying has barriers like prices and mortgage costs. Still, if you're here to stay, buying makes much more sense for you and your equity instead of giving the equity to your landlord. You're just giving them money. All right, short term, renting wins. Long term, buying wins. Keep that in mind. Not sure? Let's run your personal numbers together because cookie cutter doesn't cut in to Central Ohio. All right, hit me with your questions if you want to rent, buy, or just want a killer coffee spot for recommendations in Columbus, Ohio. Let me know. But I'm more into the tequila, so I'll let you know where all the bars are. But I got you. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, we're in and around Central Ohio. And we're always, like I said, keeping it real here in real estate with Annette Marble and Associates.